this man? Do you see the sexy definition of Ozang of a man? He has me by the throat. And I fucking love it. This is webtoon creator Pak Tae-jun, owner of PTJ Comic Company. And I don't know what type of digital literary cocaine he's been sprinkling on my phone, but I'm not complaining. Let's do this one last time. Last January, my friend told me about a webtoon comic called Lookism. Now, I've heard of it before and actually gave it a try, but I didn't like it and I think you can see why.
Leave me alone!
But after a mix of being bored and seeing a Lookism slideshow on TikTok, I decided to give it a try. And oh boy, I did not know what rabbit hole I put myself into. A little exposition. I'll try to make this as brief as possible. Imagine the MCU, but it's high schoolers beating up other high schoolers. And on occasion, North Koreans. I'm not sure myself, but they're all in this little tiny universe called the PTJ universe. And that's what I'm here to talk about. Lookism is a webtoon comic released in 2014 starring main character Daniel Park and Daniel Park number 2. Ever since moving to Seoul and gaining a new second body, he juggles life as an all-popular, all-attractive Daniel Park and an ever so overlooked and ridiculed Daniel Park. Well, not for long at least. He goes to J-High, which is an incredibly bad idea because we all know that these manhwa classrooms are the most dangerous places on earth. Like, seriously. He gains some good friends there like Zaka and Vasco, and as the story progresses, it goes from a normal slice of life manhwa to fucking gangs curb stomping each other's heads. But what I like about Lookism is that it never tries to at least go over real issues in the world. For example, the aspect of Lookism. In early Lookism, Tae-jun went over a real-life problem of prejudice against people just because of their looks. Although in recent chapters, semantics kind of disappeared, but you could only talk about Lookism for so long, right? Although the discussion of social concepts has basically been evaporated, I think that what the characters stand for more than compensates for the broad topics Lookism used to go over. Not to mention, motives and ambitions being tied to a person makes it more relatable and gives us a sense of familiarity, and because we relate ourselves to them. Eli Zhang is a great example of this. Eli Zhang, who was a victim of abuse, abandonment, and homelessness, found happiness in his family hostel. But like all good things, his family came to an end disbanding. Now, he has been lied to, threatened, beat, and hurt. But through it all, the only thing he's ever thought of was his family. He tells himself that misfortune follows him wherever he goes, so he leaves, never to be seen again, all for his family's sake. Eli's ideology of as long as they're safe resonates with us readers because I'm sure there's something we all want to protect in our lives. We'd be willing to give ourselves just to keep it safe. That emotional connection is what I think makes Lookism such a good read. And also, it's high school gangs beating each other up, like, what's not to love about that? How to Fight or Viral Hit is another webtoon comic series published under the PTJ verse. That means it takes place in the same world as Lookism, and we even see a reference to it in a chapter. Now, I love How to Fight. Its relatability doesn't lie in how much you see yourself in a character, but how much you empathize with their experiences and continue to root for them. To me, the highlight of Viral Hit is seeing how Hobin, the main character, gets through his adversaries by beating them or outsmarting them, in admittedly the weirdest of ways. Another aspect of Viral Hit I adore is its realism. Unlike other series like Lookism, whose abilities extend beyond human comprehension, and Questism that uses a system, Viral Hit's power basis comes from experience, which is honest to real life. They show us this in fight scenes and flashbacks, for example when Hobin fought Han Wong-guk, an outboxer, who Hobin defeated and used the same tactic on a normal thug who happened to practice boxing, and it actually defeated him pretty easily. It's a great series that dives into deeper territory later on, so if you like a more strategical approach along with some political discourse, then go give it a read. Like How to Fight, Questism is set in the same universe as Lookism, and downright just shows one of the integral characters of Lookism. PTJ being this blunt about references makes me think that Soo-yeon will definitely be an important part in Lookism later down the line. Speaking of Suyeon, what makes Questism so entertaining to me is the relatability, but not on any personal or deep level. It lies in how Suyeon, someone who's at the bottom of the food chain, suddenly gains a secret power that makes him stronger. Now that he has these powers, he, like any other person, uses them to get out of any uncomfortable situation and make his life easier. But when he's suddenly confronted by the responsibility of being strong, he chooses to use his strength to become stronger to protect his friends and his new lifestyle. Coming from the very bottom, he has humility in his heart and the urge to care for others no matter how much he says he doesn't. Questism is the basic zero to hero story turned high school gang war. Suyeon's unsettlingly down-to-earth personality will keep you rooting for West Gangbuk High's victory. Give it a read if you want more.